Doesn't this room strike you as eerie? There's a chill in the air, a deeper darkness in the shadows.
L'obscurité dévorante.
But, of course, I should hold my tongue and stand guard. All's well as long as my lord's coffers are safe.
Du loot. Bonjour.
What on earth is that?
Better watch yourself, lad. Got greedy eyes on you. Sets me on edge.
Voleur.
For a bit of stew?
Je n'en suis pas un.
Absolutely not. The coffers man. The coffers.
As you approach the silken-robed noble, Ifan does a double-take and laughs in recognition. He pulls you to one side.
Oh, le verre. Marchand.
I know this man, and he's not at all what he seems. A moment.
Ouais, vas-y, vas-y.
Ifan bounds forward and embraces the man, all effusive greetings. As they part, talking animatedly, the man's beard slips sideways down his face. He's wearing a disguise. Ifan laughs as he straightens the beard.
Ok.
They chatter away for some time, using a guttural cant you struggle to understand. At one point, the man says something and looks over at you intently. Ifan waves his hand and laughs.
Ça doit rien d'intéressant.
The man hunkers down and seems to be sketching a rough map on the floor, using an apple, some playing cards, and a fistful of threads pulled up from the carpet. Ifan claps the man on the back and turns to leave.
Well, now we know the way to the sawmill. And we know Roos thinks I'm bringing you there as part of the Godwoken contract.
What?
Here now. When one's in a small town, one must expect small town manners, I see.
Ok.
Have you a reason for barging into my room, sir?
Donc c'était votre chambre.
I've no idea what you're talking about. Now, will you be leaving my room under your own power, or will I have to whistle up my guards? Ah, so it's dear Prudence who's responsible for our confusion. Odd, she's usually as strict as a taxman. Still, no harm done, I suppose. I may as well introduce myself. Baron Levere, at your service. Travels, you say? And why would you assume I'm a traveling man?
He laughs heartily.
Of all things, I wouldn't have thought my boots would give me away, but you're quite right, of course. I am traveling, yes, to Arx. Lucian's Day will be upon us soon, a celebration no man with a heart that is both as pious and mercantile as mine should miss. I go because it is every citizen's duty, our communal obligation to chant the rites of the return and pray for Lucian's divine resurrection.
Bah, tu peux toujours attendre, hein, j'ai buté son fils.
That said, I do have more secular motivations as well. Arx positively overflows with pilgrims during the festival, pilgrims and their purses. As a merchant, it is quite my favorite day of the year. Music to my ears. A happy accident after all, you're barging into my room. If there's anything else you need, know you're always welcome. Of course they are. as good bodyguards should be. I'm a wealthy man, and wealthy men need protection, especially if they accompany their wealth. The merchant's burden, you see. He must escort his merchandise, always.
Alors, je suis juste curieux. Ah ouais, normal. Oh, allez hop. Ça. Okay. Ouais, bon bah. Attends. Ah bah voilà.
Puss-crusted rat, cack-sniffing whelp. Where you hiding, Daddy's boy? Where you hiding?
The spirit notices his eviscerated corpse, caked in dirt and laced with maggots, and lets out a spine-curling howl.
Voidwalken? Voidwalken did not eat of my flesh. Voidwalken did not betray me. It were him. My boy, my Garvin. I want his head in my hands. I want his head in the dirt, sticky with worms, picked to the bones by buzzards. Bring it to me, bring it to me, head of the dog, Garvin, Garvin! Spoiled that green milk, like a stinking egg. His hands were bigger than his head. He wanted and wanted, but didn't know enough. Never enough. He'll got the business, same as he did me. Rat, pig, dog. Find him. Feel his heart. Squeeze it dry. Squeeze it dead. Bring the head. Bring the head.
Ok.
The spirit peers up at you intently, an obsessive focus clear in her manic eyes.
Trolls. Do you know a fascinating thing about trolls? I know all of them. I can tell you anything you need to know about trolls. My life's work has been documenting them. My life's work. Almost every single troll I encountered in my life has one elemental weakness that puts a halt to their uncanny regenerative abilities. But of course, every specimen has their own quirks, their own petty foibles. And I pushed my curiosity too far with one particularly huge and crimson troll. But it's perfect. Now, I know, right? I mean, what else should occupy a life as well as troll studies? I'm really furthering the accepted learning we have on them.
Son seul but dans la vie, sauf qu'il est mort.
Magisters.
Et donc,
Your powers of observation astonish me.
bonjour.
Best you leave the building, stranger. We have sorcerer trouble. We're trying to talk her down without a fight. It's not going well. God's damn sorcerers.
C'est vraiment une sale engeance.
A sorceress, as it happens. A master of portals, and a lizard too. She seems unable to escape, thank the divine. But we can't get close enough to bring her down. We chased her clear across the country, and she's left devastation in her wake. We expect a Voidwoken attack here too, at any moment. That, or worse. Well, it's your funeral. Try not to let her use sorcery on you. I'd like to avoid having Voidwoken show up. And do watch out for the lava. That's instant death.
He spares you but a glance, then turns his focus. She gives you a steady look that tells you she's not in charge, and neither are you.
Oui. Ah merde! Ah.
Hannah, the sorcerer, looks at you in surprise.
Coucou.
You don't look like a magister. I'm leaving. That's what's happening.
Under her breath, she incants a simple spell. No sooner does a portal open beside her than she steps into it and is gone.
Ah. Ah.
The bitter air warms as you are relieved of the past's nightmares and the future's burdens. Or
We'll keep her distracted while you get close. Go on then, if you're going.
fury twists her face. She looks haunted, ready to fight or flee. She looks from you to the Magisters and back again.
This is Magister trickery. You'll die for your lies. No! You're trying to trick me, and I shall not allow it. It's time to go. I come, O King. I'll die and be reborn. I'm lifting the veil, O King. I swear myself to you.
Mais...
I shall not be collared. I shall not be kept. I shall be reborn.
She's dying, but she's opening a portal as she goes.
Ça.
We'll keep her distracted while you get close. Go on then, if you go.
Bon. Vers la gueule.
Magisters are dead. You have my thanks. You know your trade.
Dis donc. Et salut Bibi et Thump, bienvenue à toi sur le stream.
She offers you a grateful smile. She gives you a long look, considering the request.
You have proven yourself a friend at least, but you must prove your heart. I'll ask one more thing of you. I left my apprentice, Gwydion Rince, at the Black Pits. He is with his family. They are in danger. Help them, and I will help you.
Ouf. Oh, c'est que les trucs de source. Épidémie des feux. Oh là là, les trucs claqués.
I should be most grateful.
Yes, alors.
By the hazing of the shade, I'll kill your shining lights! I'll kill your shining lights!
another world, another life. Thieves and liars, I'd eat their tongues, I'd eat their lives. I'll eat your shining lights. Trouble? Trouble? Bubbling skin and burning knuckle. I'll kill your shining lights. Oh, baby, oh, darling, I'm so sorry. You feel it. You feel it too. Come to me, and I'll kill your shining lights.
Ok.
Bubbling skin and burning knuckle. I'll kill your shining lights.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Ok. Putain, il est mort lui? Ah non. Si je peux en niquer deux comme ça. What? Oh putain. Oh non. Ok, bah je contrôle plus rien.
Prepare yourself.
Bubbling skin and burning knuckle.
Je contrôle plus rien.
I'll kill your shining lights.
Ah, je peux jouer. Ok.
Healing.
Ok.
Healer.
Ok. Je peux pas jouer.
Bubbling skin and burning knuckle. I'll kill your shining lights.
On va charger ça, on va même pas y aller. Hein. Bon, on va aller par là. Hein.
The master, the shadow, the crawler. He has 10,000 names, all true and cruel.
10,000 masks of cowardice, each and every one of them.
He'll carve them all, one by slowly one into your quivering flesh.
He can do what he will. But one day his one true name I'll know, and so undo him.
I see a cage. And in
In the near distance, you see a man, though shadows obscure his features. A faint, guttural chittering emanates from a cage before him.
This is him. He can help me. He can...
Losa's eyes suddenly fill with
Aïe.
inky blackness. Grey veins appear beneath her skin.
Walk away.
She shakes her head. Her color returns to normal.
I'm running out of time. I think that man is Jehan, the demonologist. I need to talk to him.
Vas-y,
She
vas-y.
throws up a salute and laughs low, but worry sparkles behind her eyes. She walks towards the mysterious figure, who turns towards her with narrowed eyes.
Keep your distance. I recognize that particular shade of darkness in your eyes. Why do you seek me?
You're Jehan, the demonologist. I heard you could help me. Please, I must be free of it.
Jahan stands back from her, his body tense. He stares into her eyes a long while, saying nothing.
I've heard about you, Losa. You're the amalgam too hideous to contemplate. One who has a demon coiled around her god-woken heart. Its grip grows stronger by the hour. Its voice and yours become ever more indistinguishable until, ultimately, it's your voice no longer. But not just yet.
He walks toward her. They talk in low tones. Jahan's face is vivid, insistent. Losa's is set in a determined frown.
Et voilà. Du coup, bah là, j'avance un peu ça. Comme il n'y a pas JDR aujourd'hui, ça va être du Divinity toute la journée. Donc je me fais régulièrement péter le cul. Donc ça m'embête un peu.
Do as I say, Losa. Hurry now. It won't be long.
They shake hands, Jahan clasping Losa's hand in both of his.
Ok, eh ben espérons
You'll
que ça marche.
see. I'll be back before you know it. The advocate doesn't stand a chance.
Losa turns to you.
So, we have a job. It's like this. Jehan can help us. He can teach us how to control more source, just like that. All we need to do is a little favor for him. There's a place to the north called Blood Moon Island. I guess it's been more or less lost to a demonic presence for some time now. There's a fellow there, goes by the Advocate, and our new pal Jehan would like to see him taken care of.
Ok.
We take care of that, and Jehan helps us control more source. And after that, he may even be able to help exorcise what ails me.
Ah, ça c'est bien.
Sound good? Of course it does.
She turns away before you have time to answer.
Excuse me. You travel with Losa, do you not? We need to have a word, you and I.
Ok.
I suppose I don't have to tell you her condition is rather dire. You're no stranger then to her demon-wrought idiosyncrasies. The thing inside her is voracious. It's a testament to her strength that it hasn't long since consumed her whole. Perhaps that's because she's God-woken, just like you are. The fact that she's God-woken is what's saving her, but may also be the very thing that spells the world's doom.
Ouais, donc il faut arriver à dégager le démon, parce que du coup, elle aurait sa propre force. Mais en fait, elle a une force suffisante pour contrecarrer le démon. Ce qui fait que, de base, en fait, l'os, elle est overkill, quoi. En plus d'être très drôle. Mais parce que du coup, en fait, si le démon arrive à prendre possession de ça, et donc prendre possession de l'os, bah du coup, ça fait un démon, un dieu démon, en fait. Un démon divin. Ça fait un peu bizarre, mais c'est un démon qui a les pouvoirs d'un démon, plus les démons, les pouvoirs d'un dieu. Tant qu'à faire. Non, parce que comme ça, 2 fois plus de puissance.
Do heed me when I say that under no circumstance must she be allowed to ascend to divinity. The demon, not she, would be a god. It would bring about the end of time and space and all creation as we know it. I say this to prepare you for the worst. I say this to prepare you for the kill may come to pass.
Nope.
You must be ready to be the death.
Alors, non, j'ai absolument pas prévu de la buter, l'os. Je ne tuerai pas l'os.
Should she come close to ascension, you may not hesitate. Stand ready to end her, even if it breaks your heart.
He steps forward and lowers his voice to a harsh whisper.
You will learn to make your heart a stone. All life is priceless, unless the price is all life.
Alors oui et non. Ça peut paraître vachement égoïste pour certains, mais des fois, tu tiens tellement à une personne en fait que bah si, tu foutrais le monde entier dans les flammes pour sauver cette personne.
There may be more I can do for you. Come find me if you are interested in growing the source inside you. You may...
Oui, eh ben on va s'occuper de ça. Bon, toi, t'es qui?
Nothing good will come of speaking with them. They may sound merely mad, but they're infinitely more clever than you imagine. They move between moods like wind through trees, only to settle upon the one that may just sway you.
Okay.
They'll talk themselves out of that cage if you let them. You'll be their key before you know it. You're playing with fire, Godwoken. But far be it from me to come between you and what you consider entertainment.
The creature turns to you. It's so hideously ugly, it's almost beautiful. You feel like it's trying to grin, but it looks more like a snarl. It looks towards its jailer, then back to you.
Hey, want some gold? Set us free.
Acceptez l'offre, les libérer, n'importe quoi.
I'll give you what you want after you set us free. No! Set us free! Set us free!
Careful
Nope.
now. It lies. I suppose even you don't know your master's name.
Alors, bisous.
The master?
Alors.
You have returned, but not with the spectre of death. What would you know before you return to your bloody business?
C'est là pour le tuer.
Foul wretch! I'll see your blood water the roots of this isle.
C'est con, il est ultra badass. Mais bon. Alors, on a qui contre nous? Eiren, Chitlia, maîtresse de l'agonie, Arca, chevalier démoniaque. Alors, Mélodie n'est pas avec nous. Hein. Maladie, pas Mélodie.
How fares the hunt, my friend?
He smiles brightly and pulls you in for a short, if warm, embrace.
You've done me proud, Godwoken. Prouder than you could ever realize.
Alors, attends, juste avant, j'ai de la merde à te filer, ça te dérange pas, je vide mes poches. Ensuite, qu'est-ce que j'ai d'autre que je traîne? Ouais, déjà 3000 balles, c'est pas si mal. Hein. Une chape vide. Attendez, en revanche, il y a un truc à 1000 et quelques. Qui est bien trop cher.
I know how twisted the paths can get. How much more alluring the sunny glade than the rock-strewn hollows. But you know it's the darkest roads that lead to light. It will be my honor to teach you. The nature of my lesson, though, might be somewhat different from what you expect. I can deepen your bond with the Source, but you must realize that this bond comes at a cost. All life, after all, sustains itself by consumption. Like the grass feeds the herd, and the herd feeds the hunter, so you must feed, for instance, on bees.
He waves a hand to the cage in demonstration.
Ouais.
The very same. For the sum of source that flows through their festering flesh is more than enough to expand the sum that is yours.
Oui, alors je suis moyen chaud quand même.
Through demise, a chance of divinity. Are you ready? Then let us begin.
Jahan's incantations befog your mind. All of you is thumping blood, pumping, pumping, pumping. Then, all you hear, then all that is screaming. From the cage to you, their blood in your ears, screaming.
Je vais vous libérer en vous absorbant. Yes,
silence. That is all. Their suns have set to serve a greater dawn. The world awaits your true awakening. My pleasure. And now that the lesson has ended, there is one more matter I would like to discuss. Offer you a chance to deepen our alliance.
Ouais, fallait pas sauver le cul à l'os
You
aussi.
see, the demon that you killed, the advocate, he had a master.
Oui, non, il voulait pas dire le nom.
You might say the advocate compared to his master, like the pussycat compares to the tiger. It is the tiger I am truly hunting. The self-same tiger, I suspect, that has been haunting Losa. Now, don't you worry. I have no intention of sending you after this archdemon. There are few enough God-woken as it stands for me to force them into any real danger. So one thing I would like you to do for me, though, is to return through the mist to the Isle of Blood and uncover there his name.
Et pourquoi?
A demon's true name is its weakness, which is why it basks in being known by 1,000 different aspects of its inmost self. But such dark magic was wrought upon Blood Moon Island that its inmost self must have been there in its true guise, exposed so that it could wreak ultimate havoc. That is when its name must have been spoken. And when spoken, heard. Over there, among the blood. In the darkness of the ruins, amid the mangled dead, his name still rings, however faint. For once spoken, the echo of a demon's name never truly fades. Return to the island, Godwoken, and listen.
This is incredible. I've never felt such power.
You feel newfound powers of the source course wildly through your body. Deep inside your soul, your god calls for you. It would be wise to meet with your god again by performing the Meister's ritual, here or in Siva's vault.
Jonathan, how long has it been?
Oh putain! C'est toi? Qu'est-ce que tu fous là?
Gareth looks to the limp body at his feet, then to you, sword raised. He isn't quite present, but lost in his own tangled thoughts.
I knew I'd see him again. I wish it hadn't been like this.
Tu le besoin d'aide pour finir le travail.
Yes, you are right. It's in a different place at a different time. A time when I was devoted to the divine order. A time when we faced a crossroads.
Gareth softly pokes the listless man's torso with his foot.
This man, this magister, his name is Jonathan. He's my friend, or was my friend. I led him here.
Okay.
I felt someone's gaze on me from almost the very moment I stepped foot on the coast. Lucian taught never to ignore augury. And sure enough, I saw the flash of white. I heard the sprigs snapping. Someone was watching, following. I came here and waited. The door swung open and it was him. A face I hadn't seen since I was called to the Seekers. He didn't say a word, just flashed the arrest warrant.
Okay.
Seems he didn't expect the punch. Now I must do as duty requires.
Alors.
Gareth raises his blade and tightens his grip, but falters. He cannot strike the final blow.
Oui, on peut toujours le ramener à
You want me
vengeance.
to drag a white across the coast in viewing distance of a dozen magisters and get a tongue lashing from Malady as a reward? I have not lost all sense, I assure you.
Gareth's fingers open and close around his sword's hilt. His breathing slows and his face relaxes, yet his arm remains suspended. Gareth lowers his arm, but it continues to tremble.
Perhaps you are right. Perhaps not. Give me time. Let me think. Whatever may be, Lucian shall guide me.
Oui, voilà. Pour ce que vous préférez, en fait. Bonjour.
The couple notice you approach. The man offers a cheery smile. The woman watches you a little more warily, her arms crossed in front of her.
Greetings.
Greetings. The only thing worth knowing is that you should get out of this place as soon as you can.
Ah, vous voulez sans doute copuler.
It's true.
There's nothing for us in this place anymore. I wouldn't want some unsuspecting traveler to get lured in by this place.
The man half shrugs and half nods, agreeing to disagree.
Gossips, meddlers, interfering families, and now void-woken as well, tearing the place asunder. They're welcome to the lot as far as I'm concerned. We're going far away from it all.
You can't mean that. These are our friends and family you're talking about. You must want them to survive.
The woman throws the man a look before turning back to you.
He's being too generous. They stopped being our friends and family when they said we couldn't be together. Fulton's a sorcerer. I don't care about that. But plenty of others around here would have.
Putain.
Well now, how's my favorite Godwoken? An old lone wolf colleague of mine in disguise, Callow. He's hunting Godwoken, but don't worry.
Oui, mais j'ai bien fait de
I
le
didn't
buter.
tell him our little secret. Poor fellow'd have an attack of the bloody flux if he knew what was really going on. Don't worry. I'm not going to hand you in for the bounty. Sure, you could do the very same to me.
C'est vrai qu'on aurait pu le balancer, mais on n'a pas prévu de le balancer parce qu'il est cool.
I think we should know who hunts us and why. Just play it cool. We go in, we get answers, we leave. Nothing more to it than that.
From the glint in his eye and the wicked smile he wears, you can tell he speaks in jest.
All right. It has the potential to get messy. Very messy indeed. But I've got your back if you've got mine.
Yep.
Ivan smiles and salutes at you.
C'est pas ça que je voulais faire en fait, hein, de base. Je voulais le loot. The loot. Alors, on va pouvoir passer là. Esquivez le machin, soyez pas cons. Alors du coup, qu'est-ce que c'est que ce bouquin là, con là? Journal du pêcheur. On va lui causer.
4 deer stand in formation near a crumbling altar. 3 stags, fawn-coloured and hearty, gaze cloudy-eyed at a great black skeleton glowing an eerie green.
Oh, c'est dégueulasse.
Now. No. Now.
Grrr.
We rise.
We rise.
We rise.
And we destroy.
Sachant que moi je parle, hein, l'animal.
And we destroy.
And we destroy.
The 4 deer suddenly fall silent and stand stock still. The void-woken deer turns its head to you, great antlers glowing in the dappled shade.
Eat its eyes.
What? Je suis pas d'accord. Je sais quoi ça. Raté. Alors, les gars qui vous sont affligés, toutes les résistances ainsi pour les bénéfices. Alors, attends. Toi, Grande Margot, c'est toi qu'on va dire.
Baby's gone! Stolen eggs! Stolen and gone! Help, 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 help! Ah! Transform! Not a chicky baby anymore! All gone! All gone for good!
She leaps up and grabs the egg with her foot, kicking it under her warm underbelly and settling down upon it contentedly.
Shh! Little beaver baby, Mama's here, warm and here with you again.
She cocks a black eye up at you and winks.
Thank you. Ah! I have something for you. Something I buried behind the coop. It's yours. It's yours. Unless Unless some other scratchly poker found it first, of course.
Alors, paladin Tom Ardouin. Tom Ardouin. Allons parler, Tom Ardouin.
Sighting a stocky paladin seated ahead, Ifan tugs at your sleeve.
This one I remember. Hardwin and I served together back in the war. Let me do the talking.
The two men embrace, amicably enough, but you sense an uneasy tension running beneath their smiles.
Well, as I live and scarcely breathe, if it isn't Ifan ben Mesd. I thought you died in the death fog. Thought you died a hero. But I suppose it's better to live as one. We really gave those Black Ring what for, eh? Wiped them all out in the blink of an eye. Damned proud to have served with you, Ben Mesda. Damned proud.
Je viendrais faire le gobelin sur les épaules du troll. Ah la ça, n'importe quoi. Hein? Tu feras gaffe, il y a Goblin Slayer qui passera par là. Zbeuh. Putain, je l'ai regardé, hein. C'est vrai que les deux premiers épisodes, ils sont un peu dégueulasses, hein, surtout le premier. Après, dans les gobelins, j'ai trouvé un autre animé beaucoup plus léger, beaucoup plus sympa. Beaucoup plus marrant. C'est la fois où j'ai été réincarné en slime. C'est assez marrant.
Ifan's face turns sour as he mutters something under his breath that only the paladin can hear. Hardwin loses all camaraderie and blanches, stepping backwards. He puts one hand on his weapon.
Oh, la mauvaise idée.
You've changed. And for the worse. I'll not have the sacrifices of my fallen brothers maligned to my face. You survived, Ben Mesda. Be thankful for that, if nothing else.
A senior paladin sits hunched over a tattered map. He registers your presence, sits back in his chair, taps his fingers on the map.
Qu'est-ce que tu vends? Ah, attendez.
Who are you and who sent you?
He appraises you with a look, then grimly grins.
Give me some
I think I've heard about you.
food.
Didn't you free the Meister from the gallows in Driftwood?
Je sais pas, peut-être.
Ah, yes. Discretion is the soul of valor, as they say. I may have a job for a man of great valor and discretion. Interested?
Alors, on va voir. Qu'est-ce que tu
He taps
proposes?
a finger on the map on the table.
Ouais.
Here, in the Black Pits, are White Magisters. Their operation is shrouded in mystery, and this pricks our ears. We are gravely concerned. We believe the White Magisters may have strayed into the darkness.
Okay.
We suspect that Dallas herself and her master Vriedemann are the inspiration for these dark endeavors. Look under the white veil of secrecy and report back.
Oula, okay.
How much do you want? I have fewer paladins to pay, so I have ready gold. But there are limits.
Raisonnable, excessive, outrageusement pharaonique.
You think very highly of yourself indeed.
C'est vrai. Pendant qu'il hésite, le prix grimpe en flèche. Ah, putain.
He opens a pouch and shows you the contents. It's certainly an unreasonable sum, but it's not as outrageous as you might like.
Allez, 500.
Take it or leave it.
Allez,
Excellent.
He offers you an item.
c'est quoi?
A whistle-like device sits nestled in your hand.
Un sifflet à chouette de guerre. Oh, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
When you're ready, send a war owl. Be careful out there. It's a dangerous place these days. And I'd like to think I'll hear from you again. And, adventurer...
He looks you in the eye.
Don't get caught.
Bah, au pire, je les bute, quoi. Qu'est-ce que je... Ouais... T'inquiète, choupette, quoi, j'ai envie de dire. Au pire, je leur meule la gueule, quoi. Tarkan.
Oh, but you do get around, don't you?
Tarkan. Ah, putain, c'est l'autre tête de nœud, là. Qu'est-ce que tu vends?
He takes a satisfied sniff and rubs his hands together. His lips stretch into a mischievous smirk.
When it comes to graveyards, I'm a kid in a candy shop. All sorts of goodies and gewgaws for the taking. And a bit of rousing conversation. If you know what to dig, that is. Coy? Why, I don't know what you mean. I'm as transparent as the spring sea.
He presses a forefinger against his chin and hums.
You're a savvy one. I must confess, I'm not just here for random baubles and whatnot. There's something my heart, such as it is set on.
Et de quoi s'agit-il? Pas du genre à avoir un cœur, et encore moins à le laisser n'en faire qu'à sa tête. Complètement.
Well, that's the gold-plated question it is. I dare say you'll enjoy this story.
Vas-y.
Somewhere in this graveyard lies an object of tremendous power. Or so the legends say, anyway. Belonged to a family buried near here. The Surreys. I've been reading up on them. An ancient clan of eccentrics and oddballs. Fascinating people, truly. Old Joanna was the last. The poor, poor, poor dear. Had no money, no children. Just this incredible heirloom passed down to her through the generations. No one knows what this object is. Only that it's an astounding piece of work.
Ah, d'accord.
Seems Joanna took its secrets to her grave. Rather literally.
His coy grin freezes.
I can recite each page from memory, but I've neither the time nor the inclination.
Tarquin sighs, and his lips unfreeze. For a moment, he looks almost modest.
It pains me to say, but you've talents in the adventuring department that I do not. This heirloom could prove valuable for both.
Perdre, c'est de casser la jambe.
I've told you everything you need to... everything I know. What it is doesn't matter. What it does... Well, if I am right, it will clean up quite an unholy mess. A mess we're both currently mired in.
He looks toward the graveyard.
Let's make this easy. I'll assume you've accepted my mission. You'll assume I give it in good faith. Beautiful.
Alors, il y a de très fortes chances que le stuff, je le garde et que tu t'assois dessus.
The Surrey tomb must be somewhere nearby. And whatever that object is in there, I bet it's impressive. I do wish I could wander inside. It would be nice to look up some old friends. See if they're in good spirits.
J'imagine tellement foutre des guillemets visuels comme ça avec ses mains chaque fois qu'il ouvre la bouche. Bon, on va aller voir ça. Oh la sauvegarde. Oh la sauvegarde qui me rassure pas des masses.
Lovely day. Perfect weather.
Ta gueule.
The lizard hums tunelessly. Not a melody exactly, but more of a meandering moan.
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, the dwarves were kept. Lizards burned in lasting flame. Elven trees towards skies did aim.
She looks to your left with one eye, and to your right with the other.
It helps me member where the dead go.
Okay.
Sometimes they don't stay where I put them. That's a...
She smiles at you with the innocence of a newborn. The hum still throbs in her throat.
Keeping watch, tending the graves.
She returns to her humming. She flinches as you move closer.
No, no touching.
Her humming fades. The eerie silence lasts for several seconds.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it when someone touches his things.
Ah.
She shivers and whispers.
Powerful sorcerer. Lives here, right in the garden. He can take the you from you. No brain, just body.
She points at her head.
The servants. They got nothing up there. Riker has it all now. They need to be freed. Only way. Kill Riker. The servants, so lost, chained by Sorcerer Riker, but they can still go home to the hall. Set them free.
The ensuing silence lasts for several seconds, until she picks up the melody once again and turns away.
Alors, allons voir un peu
As
ce
you reach to
truc.
push open the heavy door, the coils and whirls of engraved wood dance into a new pattern. The semblance of a face arises, a face that seems to look right through you.
Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle. Worryingly closer, you hear some kind of a moan. Time passes. At last, the lips on the door creak open, and the door speaks.
Leave.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl back into a floral pattern. No amount of pushing can budge the door one crumb. No sound can be heard from within. As you approach the door again,
Are you ready to tell the truth this time? Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle.
Leave.
The face melts. As you approach the door again,
You are not. Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
silence greets your answer.
Leave.
The face melts back into the wood of the... As you approach the door again, the wood swirls in...
You are not friends with the truth, it would seem. Why are you here? Tell me.
Silence greets your answer.
Enter.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the world...
Looks like a...
Bonjour.
The creature barely notices your presence. The
Bonjour.
creature barely notices your
Merde, la fauche de ouf. Bonjour.
As you approach, the salamander turns its head away, twisting its snout into the air. It refutes.
Sale bête.
The salamander's tongue flickers, tasting you on the air. It...
Pétasse. Bon, Riker. Ricky à la houppe.
Such a rare and exquisite pleasure, especially from one so unliving.
T'as rien sur toi en plus. Tu es inutile.
The elf tilts his head backwards, but his squinted eyes don't stray from you.
Call me Riker. Please, do avail yourself of my creature comforts. You've surely come a long way.
He grins and waves his hand dismissively.
Nothing to be concerned with, I assure you. Mere husks. Nothing like yourself.
Alors, si je te le demande, c'est pas pour rien.
I enjoy living grandly. I know these aren't ordinary servants, but I prefer the extraordinary. There is no pleasure in mediocrity. Don't you agree, Godwoken?
Comment as-tu lu vent? Bah parce que je l'ai dit à la porte en fait.
Don't be so naive. My doors only open on the occasion of truth. What you admit to them, you admit to me.
C'est complètement con.
I also see you are not yet whole.
He presses a slender forefinger against his tight lips and hums.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek if you offer something in return. A completely fair exchange between sorcerers. Let's not be so secretive, my good fellow. You're dying to show off those smouldering talents of yours. You just don't know how to handle them. I can help you with that. I can share my bond with the source with you, fill your well to the brim, make you a master. The rest you must go to the Black Pits. There's a cavern there. In it you'll find a stone tablet of considerable value.
He points to the location on your map.
Bring it to me.
Dizziness. It lasts just a moment, but long enough for you to feel Amadia's presence. You hear no words, yet understand. It's imperative you accept Riker's bargain. The episode passes. Riker is peering at you intently. He awaits your reply.
It's a miracle of the ancients. Priceless, really, and powerful enough to draw the Magister's attentions. I won't bore you with further detail. Suffice it to say, it is safer in my hands than in theirs. Oh, but heading to the Black Pits would mean tangling with more Magisters, and they're such a nuisance. I like keeping my hands clean, you see.
Riker's lips stretch and his cheeks bulge, but you couldn't rightly call his unusual grimace a smile.
I'm a man of taste, as you no doubt see. A relic this significant would make an incredible addition to my collection. Don't deny an old elf his simple pleasures. A promise you'd best fulfill.
Riker bows his head deeply.
Then you'll have the power you seek, if not the power that trumps it. There will always be one greater, you know. Now please, don't let me keep you. Striking language. Smart writing is a forgotten art.
Trop du cul. Bref.
The boots are resplendent with polished ivory, heavy but well made, fit for a noble. The air around you glows with sudden heat. Specks of ash fall from the sky, summoning a fractured memory. Dig, work, deeper. By the Empress's order, you have to go deeper. As the memory fades, ghostly flames flicker on the surface of the polished sabatons.
I see you. You have the strength I've been looking for. Patience. You must prove yourself worthy of such answers. Find where the archaeologist cut into the earth. I will draw strength from there to speak again.
The voice vanishes, but the bone-deep longing remains. You must dig in the east. You must. A terrible chill pervades the air as the ashen vision fades. Someone new is watching you. Heroes Rest, memorial to the saviors of Driftwood, and the first of this region who joined Lucian the Divine. They lie here as comrades forever, eschewing the burial customs of their own people so that they can stand guard even in death.
This part is gated off from the rest. Whoever is buried here must have been important.
Here rests the dwarven hero Bromley. She served Lucian the Divine with honor and cast out the demons that plagued the great woodlands. The implements of her heroism shall rest at the site of her victory. Here rests the lizard hero Vidia. She served Lucian the Divine with great dignity and vanquished the strange beasts that arose from the primordial caverns of Reaper's Coast. The implements of her heroism shall rest at the site of her victory. Here rests the human hero Garrick. He served Lucian the Divine with immense skill and slew the necromancers who preyed upon the dead of Stone Garden Cemetery. The implements of his heroism shall rest at the site of his victory. Here rests the elven hero Halla. He served Lucian the Divine with great vigor and defended the farmers who feed Reaper's Coast against pitiless bandits. The implements of his heroism shall rest at the site of his victory. Suddenly, the earth churns and buckles upwards in several places. Some things are trying to rise to the surface.
Godwoken, you must fall. The God King demands it.
You must fall, so that we may rise.
Let your blood quench our roots so we may grow.
The covenant shall be fulfilled.
Taste steel, Godwoken.
D'accord.
The heroes of Driftwood lie at your feet, dead for good this time.
Whatever this covenant is, it didn't bring them victory.
Fait peur ce con.
I wonder what prize was sweet enough to make him into this.
Whoever is behind all this will have to try harder if they want to stop us.
Tu crois? Alors là... Tiens le toutou!
The dog growls and bares its teeth at you in a wide, unsettling grin. You swear you see a worm emerge from its grey-pink gums, then burrow back in.
Come closer. I dare you.
Slobber drips from the dog's bared fangs. Where the driblets land, the soil bubbles.
Come closer. I dare you.
He sniffs, he snarls.
I am death. There's no defying me.
The dog's growls intensify and transform into a rhythmic rasp that mimics laughter. You swear you see the ground behind him momentarily churn and tremble.
The fuck?
Yes, it is as I said. I am death. Flesh decays, but bones dance for me. And do I warn, not one step further. I know what you want here, but Kanna's already laid claim to it. Ha! She calls herself master. I call her minion. Whatever name you choose, it is her hand that will wield it, not yours.
The dog raises its head to the stormy sky and howls. The earth beneath you vibrates, a dirge plucked on the strings of a rotting lute.
Necrotic troll, you are summoned. Crawl through the gate. The earth opens for thee.
What the fuck? Putain. Ok, des gens le voyant. C'est cette saloperie. Mais ta gueule! Marchand de plantes. Tiens, bah mange. boost qu'il m'a mis. C'est quoi? Yep. Et voilà. Je l'ai eu. « 45, 30, 36. C'est con, c'était sympa. Cambrioleur pétrifié, pilleur pétrifié, maraudeur pétrifié, malandrin pétrifié. Et toi?
Well, isn't this rich? Cursed by a coffin and rescued by a random rube. The indignity.
She huffs in annoyance and rolls her eyes.
Oh, all this trouble, and for nothing. Never figured I'd need frost armor. Ouch! Ouch! You talk like I'm some cat burglar, slinking around and snatching jewels. But I'm in the market for something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
She purses her lips and coyly tilts her head.
Oh, but do forgive me. I haven't offered you proper thanks.
She bows in insincere reverence. Her arm rests on her back, hand mere inches from her staff. She rises from her bow, the deep blue veins on her...
Oh, honey, I know this isn't the way you wanted it to end, but anathema is still out there, and I'm not keen on competition if you get my drift.
A jolt of cursed fire flares from her staff.
Bring it.
Oh, just wait here then.
The skeleton tries to brush the dirt from his clattering bones, then frowns. The moistest bits are still stuck in his cracks and crevices.
Bonjour.
Thanks. You're probably looking for a reward, but I haven't got much. Except, you know, the wisdom of the ages.
He pokes a finger against his ossified head.
I'm a bit of a philosopher, you see. Not much else to be, what with all that thinking time. Oh, but I don't just go around giving knowledge away like a common medium.
The skeleton pauses and sighs, then straightens his spine with a clatter.
Si tu veux, je peux te réenterrer à l'endroit où tu te trouvais, hein.
A soul bond will settle it. A battle of wits. Then the cosmos itself will decide who can better face the truth of our own essence, me or you. A weak soul may not survive the bond. But I'm sure you'll be just fine. Oh, it's easy. We link up souls and share our innermost beliefs. Think of it like an innocent little duel. The winner remains comfortable with their personal truths. The loser, well, battle is dangerous, is it not? I find it to be true anyway, even when you're battling your own mortality. The angst can prove terminal to the weak-willed. I don't blame you. To brush shoulders with someone of my stature must be overwhelming. Got yourself together? Let's soul bond and see who's got a better handle on this reality of ours. Oh, how fun. Just touch this bone on my rib cage here, right over where my heart would be, if, well, you know.
You reach for the rib in question, but nothing feels different. Not until you try to pull your finger away and it remains glued to the bone.
All right, mister. Deep thought. First up, our purpose in life. I say it's to accumulate knowledge. Pretty great answer, eh? Can you do better than that?
His jaws clack together in a show of self-assurance. A shattering shiver passes through the skeleton's body from toe to head, then back again.
Well, that... let's just move on to the next question.
Qu'est-ce que tu vends? Oh putain, il a de la thune en plus, cet enfoiré. Allez, je vois pas la place.
Tell me, Sammy Smarty Pants, is there such thing as free will? I say no. The gods guide our every move. I dare you to outsmart me now. Oh gods, I can hardly bear to. All right, I need to get a hold of myself.
The skeleton hangs his head low, then yanks it upwards again.
One last query. Is there a difference between right and wrong? The truth is that there is not. Only action and consequence. Ho-ho! I got you there.
Certaines actions sont clairement morales ou immorales, d'autres ne se définissent pas aussi clairement. Ça dépend. Ça dépend, ça dépasse en fait. Pour quelqu'un, ça peut être quelque chose qui est moral, et pour quelqu'un d'autre, ça peut être quelque chose qui est immoral. Ça dépend de chacun. Pour certains, tuer, c'est bien. Pour d'autres, moins. Généralement, le mort, en fait.
You feel the bond break between your finger and the skeleton. You pull your hand quickly back to your side.
Je crois que j'ai gagné.
I can't bear this existential agony. What have you?
Trop terre à terre. D'accord. Ah oui, c'est...
The eagle glowers at you balefully, with eyes like shiny little buttons. One manicured and beribboned claw shoots forth to claim the stringy offal before him.
Pretty eyes. Eyes that see far.
The eagle's own eyes glitter with avarice.
Master tied them on. Pretty ribbons. Match my pretty claws. Match your pretty eyes.
Peck, peck, peck. The eagle pecks free some choice lump of gristle from deep within the corpse. He swallows it whole, dark blood dripping from his beak, and matting the fluffy feathers at his throat.
Master died, but Master told me what to do. All my life told me you are what you eat. So I do. I will become the Master. Unless you are not the new Master, are you? Think me an owl? A wren? A crow? I am an eagle.
No.
I know my place in this world. So should you. Leave Master and I alone.
He ostentatiously fluffs up his feathers and turns back to his sordid repast.
Voilà.
We died glorious deaths.
Two dwarven spirits at loggerheads.
I recognize the lass. The royal guard had come to Bon Neffen, right on the sea. The poor, they were disappearing off the streets. The lass spoke out. The guard wanted her silent.
In a flash, you are both of them, brother and sister. Your feminine side is a rebel, rising up against the tyrannical queen. Your masculine side is a royalist, loyal to the monarch he loves. As the brother, you rescue your sister from the pikes of the royal guard. Together, you flee across the sea to the melting pot of Driftwood and Reaper's Coast. But in Driftwood, you visit the lizard.
Yeah, we're all curious from time to time. I don't blame him a bit. Sometimes you've got to let loose the beast.
C'est marrant parce qu'on voit la ligne de flou en fait qui s'est rajoutée sur le fond.
You are
C'est un
the
peu
sister,
dégueulasse avec
and
le
you
truc
know that
coupé.
something is wrong. You climb the stairs to rescue your brother, and find him fighting for his life against the dwarves who would rob him. Both of you die.
Damn it. Damn it all to hell. Just kids, both of them.
But your killers do right by their fellow dwarves, and bring you here to lay you to rest. As spirits, you fight for eternity, one convinced that the queen is a tyrant, the other that your treason was wrong.
I want to say something trite, like, can't they just get along? But I know it's not so easy. Nothing is. Especially doing what you think is right. You see clearly then. He stood up for her. She stood up for everybody. It's the true measure of a heart. How you treat not those closest to you, but those you've never even met. His was big, but hers was bigger.
The sister smiles. She feels vindicated. Her brother still does not agree. The rebellion was a disaster. The rebellion was a mistake that cost them their lives.
Watching the birds pick your body clean is almost soothing. At least you know you're doing some good for a creature. And it means that elf ain't getting his claws on my corpse. Not mine specifically, but he creeps from grave to sepulchre, taking what he wants. Whatever.
A grim expression passes across her face as she looks out over the graveyard.
The dead don't rest easy in this garden. Not by half. He lives in the big house by the gate. I ain't about to wander up and ask for a name, mind you. The less I see of him, the happier I'll rest.
Maybe this one. Hear that? It did something.
Feu béni. Dagodak.
What a shame. All this wealth's just been going to waste.
Johanna Surey. Bonjour.
Unlike so many other spirits, this one is hardly silent. She clicks and squawks the moment you approach her, like a cornered crow facing down a hungry owl.
On dirait les soldats à l'armée chinoise en terre cuite.
Are you the new certain then? A pity. Seems the standard is plummeting quickly. You brought my tea, have you?
C'est un fantôme.
The spirit takes the invisible cup from you and takes a sip of non-existent liquid.
I've tasted better brews, but from the look of you, the refreshments won't be improving.
She waits a moment.
You expecting a tip? Well, here's one. Moisturize. That old thing, it was passed to me by my father, Johannius. And my father's father, Johannius. And my father's 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 father, Johannius. don't know what happened to the one in the middle. Don't rightfully know what it's supposed to do. Johannius, the umpteenth, brought it back from Blood Moon Island. I thought it might be good for stirring stew, but the cook gave it back. Said it made her feel funny. Whatever that...
Oh la pète de couille. What?
The spirit stands there smiling, as if she hadn't just uttered the words of demons. Luckily, you understood them. Anathema seeks blood.
What just happened? You mean my display of proper posture and etiquette? The benefits of charm school, I don't expect you to qualify. Hurry back. The eyebrows still need plucking.
Eh ça, compte là-dessus et bois ton thé, va. Artefact inhabituel.
You feel the unusual object's vast energy before your hand even touches its smooth surface. Upon contact, the semi-transparent artifact shivers and speaks. You know this language. It is an archaic tongue, spoken only by demons for untold eons.
When as one, I am slayer of sin and the bane of the living. Restore my twin, make me whole. In archive of old the blade resides, an isle of blood, where demons abide.
The object speaks once more, and you consider your fortune in understanding its demonic monologue.
I'm demon true, taken to Isle of Vaults, exorcised from host most dear. The priest, Sari by name, confined my soul to blade of glass and bone, then split in twain when madness boiled his blood. Anathema, I'm called, but only halves before you. In archives rest the blade. The path is marked. Now on to Isle embark.
L'île sanglante. À tous les coups, c'est l'île sanglante.
The heirloom is silent once more. The oblong object is crystal clear and unmarked by marks or chips. It rests snugly in your palm, as if meant to be gripped with a resolute hand. The object repeats its cryptic remarks.
Du loot. Sérieux, c'est tout? Ah. Irréparable et fragile. What the fuck? Je dis, oh, putain, bien les dégâts. Non, non, mais non.
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Ivan smiles and salutes.
Ah, c'est pas ça que je veux faire.
You're back. Good. I'm ready.
Va chier. Petite sauvegarde pour éviter les conneries. Ah, ça marche. Très bien, alors. Oh, ils sont back, c'est magnifique. Merde. Ils sont pas mal. Merde. Ça pour 4, pour 5 bougies débiles. Mais bon, il y a du XP. Ok, donc ici c'est fait. On va ouvrir ça. Je suis très clair, j'ai une armure. Enfin, j'ai une cape. Petite sauvegarde. Parce que là, on a quand même trouvé du stuff de ouf, hein, faut pas déconner.
I can feel my source powers draining at the merest touch. Tenebrium is truly a material of the void.
Je te laisse aller. L'adresse insuffisante. Ah bah écoute, on va... Plus 1 d'adresse, plus 2 d'adresse. Pourquoi je t'ai sérieux alors? L'adresse insuffisante? Si tu l'attaques, ça fait quoi?
I can feel my source powers draining at the merest touch.
Okay.
Tenebrium is truly a material of the void.
Sac à merde.
The transparent artifact glimmers of its own accord, as if conducting light from another world, another plane of living. As your hand nears it, it shivers and speaks. Your head perks. You know these words. This is the language of demons. Few have heard it spoken aloud.
Connected as one. The past and the present slave. Absolution and redemption await the one whose sins are many.
It's a crystal blade, seemingly separated from its hilt. It's clearly of a kind with the object you recovered from the Surrey tomb. The object repeats the words it previously spoke. It has...
The hilt...
Stand back! Not a foot on these stairs. Whatever words you carry with you, they are watty with futility. I know you for what you are, a mere mouthpiece of deception. It is of no use. The advocate knows the tree belongs to the ring. Oh, I can measure the vile depths of your prevarications by the very pulse of this bleeding forest.
Sachant que j'ai buté le mec, l'apôtre.
You lie. You lie. Steady as the heart, you lie. Bah! Most vulgar, most repellent deception. That seeks to bend the will with feeble force. Blood among blood you will be, for I will bend you.
imposing statue looms over you. The flames, the hymn twines around the effigy, like winged keeper, song doth bid you break. The priest shall scry the demon's lies, the chains await their captive.
Oui, ok, c'est le même.
From stone to...
Ok, là ici, il y a aussi un truc. Alors ensuite là. Et après ça, dodo. Et sinon, eh ben, je vais vous dire une très bonne nuit. Vous souhaitez aussi un bon week-end et un bon début de semaine. Et je vous retrouve mercredi pour du World of Warship et continuer, peut-être terminer le donjon de Nalbuck. Du coup, la bonne nuit à tous et à mercredi.